Welcome back and nice to see you. Today we're going to talk about debt. And unfortunately in the United States, debt has been rising and rising and rising, specifically debt per capita. The main reason is because debt has been promoted culturally as a good thing, as part of life, as something that you need to have in order for you to be successful. And in this video, I'm going to share with you all my mistakes and what I did to eliminate credit card debts. But before I do that, I ask you to please like and subscribe the video. It doesn't cost you anything and it really helps the channel reach more people. Debt is the single most dangerous obstacle that will prevent you to achieve financial wealth. And this includes, but it's not limited to, credit cards, student loans, payday loans, any type of personal loan. All those type of debts are very high interest. It will really, if you accumulate too much of that, it will completely disrupt your financial goals, and it will prevent you to achieve financial freedom. For salesmen and marketers, debt is an amazing tool. It's the main tool that they use that allows them to sell products and services much easier than if debt wasn't available. But let's talk about my mistakes. When I moved to Miami, I was 18 years old and I never learned any personal finances at home. My family was more focused on what type of university, what you want to be when you grow up, what major you want to take. Do you want to do an MBA, a PhD? Do you want to work for a large corporation? Do you want to open your own business? That was the conversation when I was growing up. Nobody taught me about emergency fund, about how credit cards work, about how to do a budget, absolutely anything. So when I moved to Miami, I immediately got a credit card. I started working, I got a credit card, and within the first month, I put $300 into it. So, and when I got the bill, I just saw like, oh, okay, I only have to pay $10. So, this is pretty easy. I can spend $300, I only pay $10 minimum payment. This is fantastic. So I immediately, rack up to the max of that credit card. I applied for another one. I was approved, and that ball started growing and growing. I eventually realized that I have more than 10 credit cards and I have more than $10,000 in debt. And this is when I realized that my debt was getting out of control and I needed to put some boundaries on it. And I decided to say, you know what? I'm going to pay for everything. And if I cannot afford it, I will not buy it. And this is how I did it. Step number one, list all your debt. So it's very important that you have an understanding of all your debts and in which banks and which credit card or which financial institution you might have debt and how much. Step number two, eliminate all your non-essential. And when I mean all your non-essential, is literally you have to go to your bank account and see what you're spending your money on. And I eliminated coffee, beers with my friends. I eliminated absolutely everything that wasn't necessary for me to live. Step number three, rank all your debt from the highest to the lowest. Paying debt has more to do with psychology and behavior than actual logic and math. Math will tell you that you have to rank all your debt from the highest interest to the lowest interest and apply your payments to the one with the highest interest. So overall, when you finish paying everything, you pay less interest to the bank. However, the snowball method focuses more on the psychology and the behavior of the person. Step number four, apply minimum payment to every single credit card except the one with the lowest value. That's the one that you have to put all the money and you have to make the biggest payment there. So when you cancel that credit card, when you pay it off 100%, that will motivate you to continue growing that snowball so you can pay all your debt as quick as possible. And step number five, when you're done paying all your debt, please let me know in the comment below, how does it feel? And I will assure you that it will feel so much better to be high interest debt free than when you had all that credit card stressing you out. Now you're going to have so much more margins, so much extra cash flow that you will be able to invest for the future. And that is the first step for you to build a foundation for your financial freedom. But before we move on, I'm going to tell you two things that I will never do. Number one, I will never hire a professional to help me pay my debts. It's not worth. You need to have as much cash as possible so you can apply for the payments. Why will you want to then pay a fee for somebody to help you out when you know what to do? It's all about paying the debt, about limiting your expenses so you can have extra cash flow so that you can apply that extra cash flow to pay your debt. That's it. It's super, super simple. The concept is simple, but in practice, it's super, super hard to do. But I'm very sure that you will do it. And number two, I will never consolidate all my debt. I will never get a credit card where I can put everything there, and then that credit card, even if it's a 0% for the first year, just don't play those games. Just focus on paying the credit card from the smallest one to the largest one. That's what I did, and I know it works. I did it. I was going to college when I was in that situation, and if I was able to do it, I'm 100% sure that you're going to be able to do it. And just to conclude, I wish I could tell you that the process is easy and it's fast, but it is not. It requires you to adjust your lifestyle. It requires you to understand and to be prepared that it's going to be painful, that you're going to have to make tough decisions, and you have to stick to that decision for a very long time, depending on how much debt you have. Like, for example, in my case, it took me more than a year to pay all my debt. I was making minimum wage, so it was very tough for me. But if you're in the similar situation, understand that you can do it just like I did. I want to wish you the best. I hope that this video is going to help you. And please let me know if there's anything else that I can do to help you achieve your financial goal. Thank you, and see you next week.